Hi all. Today we have a special guest, Kushi Tiwari. She recently completed her 8 weeks internship at Atlassian, and the good news is like she already got an offer, full-time offer from Atlassian, and she's not from a Tier 1 or Tier 2. She's from Tier 3 college and applied through off-campus. And I have requested her to share her journey, how he applied it off, how he applied it from off-campus, and how she get the Atlassian and also rest of the other companies, so that it might helpful for people who are from Tier 3 colleges, right? They will know how to apply the companies and also what are the resources or YouTube channels to prepare. So without any delay, let's welcome her. We'll discuss more in the podcast. Welcome Kushi to the podcast. So viewers, this is Kushi, who recently completed internship, and we have good news also. She joining next year, so she converted into a full time. So now let's discuss. She is also not from top tier companies who directly Atlassian will directly come and have an interview. So she been applying through off campus and by catering a lot of competition. So first we can discuss about her journey, and then we'll discuss subsequently about her off-campus struggle and also about her DSA journey and interview experience with Atlassian. Now, Kushi, please introduce yourself and if brief background about you, so that we can go ahead.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Kushi Tiwari. I'm currently doing my computer science engineering from LNM IIT Jaipur. I am in my 4th year of college right now, and I have recently completed my 8-week summer intern at Atlassian. And next year, I'm joining as a full-time software engineer. So, yeah, that's about my introduction.
Sure, yeah. I think this is the most requested video also. Many people keep on pinging me how to get into Atlassian, especially the people are from non-tier. They need to apply the off-campus, right? And also we cannot directly refer people, especially grads and interns. So what is your off-campus journey? Not just for Atlassian, in generally, what is your strategies, how you're basically applying for off-campus, how you get the Atlassian, and what is the competition like? So generally, when it comes to college, right, the competition is around 100 people or 500 people. So it's CS and IT grads. When it comes to off-campus, right, there are thousands of people applying, but the jobs are very less. It's less than 10 or something. So how could you briefly explain your journey all these months? What is your strategy and preparation?
Yeah, Lav Kumar. So you told it right. If we apply off campus, then we have to compete in pan India. And if the company comes at our college, then we have to compete with our college folks only. So of course, there is less possibility of chance to get selected, but it's not null. So you have to upskill your coding and your CS fundamentals because there is no any other option. If you want to apply in off campus, then you have to be in top 1% of the population that is applying for that job. So definitely you need to upskill your coding. And the most important thing is to have an awareness of the opportunity. In my second year, I was not so in the first half of my second year, I was not so aware about all the opportunities. Then I started scrolling LinkedIn more, and I joined some Telegram channels as well, so that I can know these opportunities are there. These companies are hiring right now, so that I can apply there. So it's very important to join some Telegram groups and to have an eye on the LinkedIn on a daily basis, so that you can know these opportunities are there. And it's very difficult to grab a good opportunity as a Tier 3 college student. But as I said, it's not null. So try to grab any opportunity that come to your way. So you have to upskill your coding. Try to do as many questions as you can. Try to compete in contests like lead code contest. So yeah, try to make good projects, because in the off-campus opportunities, there is a resume selection round. In most of the companies, there is a resume selection round. So if your resume gets shortlisted, then only you can appear for the online assessment. So try to do some projects, do some research work, so that you can show in your resume.
Okay. Yeah. So first thing, how we have approached So you've been following some LinkedIn recruiters, and you saw some post where you can. It was like basically off campus, right? So generally, what post catches you like okay, this is off campus, like I can apply, like. So there are like different, either it's like in-person drive or online drive. How this thing happened, and also like this resume is like basically something like machine filtration, or like human will basically filter the resume based on your skills, etc. Like, so you can explain on these things, like.
Yeah, like I don't know about much about like how does the resume selection works, because
Okay.
it's confidential in the company itself. Like many company uses machine learning technologies, but some companies do it humanly as well. If I like human
So
the
yeah, so you have applied to the portal, right? Directly company portal, like whatever link
yeah
you got it, you directly
yeah
applied. Okay, got it.
yeah like I have applied to a lot of companies like Google, Amazon. So all of these openings were there. Like you can follow that website Unstop. Like it also offers a lot of good opportunities. There are a lot of hackathons, a lot of like right now there is an Flipkart grid going on. So you can follow such sites where you can get to know like about the opportunities that are coming in your way. And LinkedIn is a very good platform to know about it. So I personally use LinkedIn only. Like I got to know about all the opportunities through LinkedIn, because the recruiters post these things quite often, so that students can have an eye on it. So yeah, like in my case, I did use LinkedIn and some Telegram channels.
Got it, got it. So how big is
Like
the
there is a
competition?
Arsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, how big is the competition? Like, so I think along with you, I think complete your college will be trying to apply the company, right? So I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So how big is the competition? Like, post resume, how many people are selected? Like, so like when you got
Uh,
the confident, like, okay, my resume is selected, means like, I'm meant for the Atlassian something. When it exactly happened?
okay, so in respect to Atlassian didn't have any resume selection round. Like
Okay.
whoever applied got the online assessment link. So like after registering, in few days only, I got the link for the online assessment. And like in the last September, I this opportunity came, Women in Tech. And I
Open
got to
okay.
know through, yeah, I got to know it through LinkedIn only. Then I applied it, and after 7-8 days, I got the online assessment link in October. So in October, I applied for the test. So in the online assessment, there were 4 questions.
Okay.
In the which we need to attempt in 90 minutes. So one was easy, 2 were medium, and the last one was hard. And all these difficulties are with respect to the lead code difficulty. There were topics like DP, map. So these are the like DP and graph you should be thorough with, because these are the topics that are most asked in the online assessment and in the interview also. So after the online assessment, in a week only, I got the shortlisting mail, and then I had my interviews. And the good thing about Atlassian is that it provided around 1 month to prepare for the interviews. Like I had my interviews in November end. So I got entire 1 month to prepare for my interviews. Uh, and in the interviews, like if I have to tell you about the interview preparation, so I
Yeah,
did
I think
like
you can explain about your DSA journey. So from how
yeah,
long
yeah.
you were prepared, like how many months, and also the particular 1 month, what you have revised. So which
Yeah.
increases the chances of getting the short into Atlassian.
Yeah. So like I started with the start of the college. So when I entered my college, I didn't have any experience about like that much experience about coding, because I hadn't selected computer science in my 11th, 12th. I was the physical education girl. So I just choose it because everyone else was choosing it. And in my first 3 semester, I was online, like it was the COVID time.
Yeah.
So actually the thing was that like I'm not seeing people doing coding. So I didn't get that motivation in those 3 semesters. So I didn't do much of that of coding in my initial semesters. But I would advise like if any first semester focused watching this video, then you should start it from there itself, because it will help you in a long run. Like it will benefit you like to stand out from a lot of crowd. So in my 4th semester, when I came offline, then I started doing DSA more seriously. And then I got a summer break of 2.5 months. Like after my second year, I got my, So after my second year, I got my summer break. So in that, I grind myself into DSA. So I saw in my journey also, I started with this Striver or Love Bubber series. But actually, the thing is that when you try to do these sheets, without having knowledge of the data structure, then it's very difficult, because the questions that those sheets have are a little trickier. So you might feel demotivated if you start with those sheets, because I started with the Love Bubber sheet. And after doing 5 to 10 questions, I got so demotivated because I was seeing every solution on YouTube. So I changed my strategy and I started learning about the data structure first, then doing its questions. So there are a lot of guys, you can have paid courses as well on Udemy. There are a lot of good paid courses, but I didn't choose any of them. I did it on YouTube only. There is very good Striver series, actually that helped me a lot in my preparation. So I followed trees, DP graph from this Striver series itself.
I think take you forward, right? Take you forward.
Yeah. So it's a very good resource because it is a concise resource. So you can learn the data structure, then practice the questions as well. So I did that only. And then when I got a good understanding of the data structure, then I started doing the sheets. And also I started doing top 100 interview questions on LeetCode, top 100 liked questions on LeetCode. And I started participating in contests as well. I hadn't done competitive that much. I focused on DSA only. I focused on data structures. I didn't do much of competitive coding on CodeChef and Codeforces. I did it on LeetCode only. So yeah, this was my journey. And so yeah, as I told you, I did in the summer break only. So many of my juniors also come to me and say me we haven't done anything right now. We feel this imposter syndrome from many people who have done a lot of things. So you should not feel in this way. If you are feeling this, then you would not be able to do things in the right manner. So always try to have a positive attitude and try to utilize as much time as you have. Don't think I'm too late. There is no term too late. You can start whenever you want. So yeah, this was the most important thing I learned.
So after how many months you got the confidence? Okay, I have prepared enough, so I can try for companies. I can try for interviews. So exactly how many months?
Yeah, so as I told you, there was a 2.5 month summer break I got. So in that, I got a good understanding of the data structures. So I didn't practice that much questions, but I have gained enough understanding of the data structures. And then I was not when I prepared fully, then only I'll apply for the opportunity. I started applying it in the August itself, because through through giving interviews, through participating in online assessment, you get a lot of exposure. You get to know about a lot of things it's very important to give interviews before applying, before giving the actual interview. We can give mock interviews as well. So I followed this strategy. I tried to be into any opportunity that came along. So it was not like that when I prepared fully, then only I applied for the opportunity. So in the 2.5 months, I practiced DSA. And after that, I started participating in LeetCode contest. There is a bi-weekly contest, weekly contest. I started participating in them. And also, as I told you, I started doing those top 100 questions, interview questions, top 100 liked questions. So this was my strategy. And one most important thing is that when I was learning DSA, then there are some questions which don't strike to us in the first attempt. So what I try to do is I used to mark them so that I can revise them later, because a lot of questions uses some strategies which we couldn't know if we haven't done that question. So I used to mark those questions. I have made my separate sheet. So you should also do this. Whoever is watching this, you should also do this. You should make some sheet or some kind of note to questions which you find difficult in the first attempt. So I did this only. And whenever I had any interview, I used to revise those questions, because in a short span of time, you can't do a lot of new questions. And if you are doing that, as well, then also like you can't remember a lot of questions from the, like, not remembering, but there are some strategies to some questions. So if you are doing a lot of new questions, then it wouldn't help that much. If you like you should try to revise questions as much as you can rather than doing new questions. So yeah, try to do this strategy. And yeah, like after my summer break, I used to practice lead code on a daily basis through my entire fourth semester. And in this September, I got to know about this Women in Tech opportunity. And at that time, I got enough confidence in myself that, okay, I can do DSA questions. And yeah, after that, it happened. Like before also Atlassian, also I did give a lot of interviews. So be ready to face rejection as well. Like if you are applying off campus, then you will have a lot of rejections before that selection point. Like, and also there were hiring freeze and a lot of these things. So a lot of times I used to give OA, like online assessments, and I used to give interviews, but I couldn't hear anything from the company. Like there was no rejection, but no selection as well. So be prepared to face these situations because they are going to come if you are applying off campus.
Got it. So I think it will take around, I think it took for you around 6 months, right? To get enough conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, we can talk about like our Atlassian journey, like post OA round, what, like when the results were declared, and what are the rounds, and like what is the difficulty, like what is the level of difficulty, and finally when you got, like when was the selection happened, like so, and also like total how many people are applied from your college offline, and how many are basically selected. So yeah, you can talk about all those.
Yeah. Like from my college, almost every girl applied for this. Like it was a girl opportunity, like it's a Women in Tech opportunity. It was meant for girls only. So every girl applied for this opportunity. And around 30,000 girls were there, as far as I know, who applied for this opportunity through Pan India. And like for specifically Atlassian, the online assessment is the most important round because most of the students get shortlisted in that only. So as I told you, there were 30,000 students, and after the online assessment, only 150 were selected for interviews.
Okay.
So yeah. So in the as I told you, in September I got to know about this opportunity. Then in October we had this online assessment, and in a week I got my shortlisting mail for the interview. Then in November last, like around 21st November, I had my interview. So for interns, Atlassian has 2 interviews. One is the technical round and other is the HR or management round. But for full-time hires, there is one more round called system design for system design. But for interns, there are 2 rounds only.
Okay.
Then on 21st November, I had my interview. So the technical interview was majorly focused on DSA only. I had one DSA question, and it was it lasted for around 45 minutes, the technical interview. And there they asked me one question, and so I told them about my opportunity, like about my approach to the interview. Then she tried to push me to like come to a better approach, like to improve the code, to improve the complexity. And also she asked me some of the CS fundamentals about OOPS. So the question consists of, like, the question involved concepts of map and OOPS both. Okay. And she also asked me about some concept of OOPS. So you have to prepare for CS fundamentals as well. And after giving that interview, in only 10 minutes, I got the mail for the shortlisting for the next interview. So it was scheduled just after 15 minutes. Okay. And like Atlassian Atlassian gives a lot of importance to its values. So in my opinion, the HR or management round was more important than, like, was more, like, I don't say important, but was kind of, like, the technical round was kind of easier than the HR round. Like, I felt that. Because in the HR round, the interviewer asked me a lot of questions, like about a lot of situational questions, because they judge you, like, how can you fit in those values? Like, Atlassian has 5 values. So how can you fit in those values? So I would recommend that before going to the interview, you should go through the Atlassian values and try to think of the situations where you found yourself aligning to those values, so that at the time of interview you could give an answer to that question.
Yes.
So, and also the interview discussed me with like the project, about my project, and also some CS fundamentals, like basic ones. So after giving this, like actually Atlassian gives result on the same day, but in my case I got my result after 1 month.
1 month.
So yeah
1 month.
because yeah, so you should have patience.
Yeah. So 1 month is very
Yeah,
long, so
so
we don't know whether we'll select or not, right?
yeah, but the time is bad, so be prepared for it.
So finally you got selected. You got that.
Yeah. In the January only, on 1st January, I got the mail for selection.
Got it. So okay, great. Now we'll discuss about like your interview experience with Atlassian. So like when they asked you to join, and how was the interview of all the 8 weeks? So what you have learned, and like what are the suggestions? What are the key takeaways? Yeah, you can explain these things.
Yeah. So like it was one of those experiences which I will cherish for a lifetime, because it was my first exposure to corporate. And also I was fortunate to have a very wonderful team with me. So uh, the most like what I felt the greatest thing about Atlassian is that its values, like every employee here live by its values. So for example, in my case, whenever I had any doubt, I had a lot of people to uh, solve my queries. Like I don't remember I had any doubt for a entire day. I got help from maybe from my buddy, from my mentor, from my team members, and not just within my team. Like outside team members also always ready to help me. So they actually play as a team, like it's one of their value, and they actually live by this value. And also one most important thing was like the openness within the company. Like you can see whatever is happening in the company on the conference pages itself, so it helps you to understand the dynamics of the company and the team better. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience. I got to learn about a lot of new things. There were challenges also, because I hadn't done that much of development in my college. Like I focused on coding, like on DSA only. But when I came here, I was exposed to a very vast code base like Jira. So initially it was very difficult, but I had people to like help me. So yeah, like it was a very great experience
You can talk
working
about
there.
like what tech stack you got, and what are the difficulties you have faced, and how team helped you, like whenever you have stuck anywhere, like so overall culture. Yeah. So and also whatever tech stack you got, did you like the tech stack, or these things?
Yeah. So actually I wanted front end only, and I got that in my summer intern. So my tech stack was majorly focused on Relay and GraphQL. So like I didn't know anything about GraphQL in my college, like literally not anything. I was not like I didn't know that much about REST API also. So I first learned about REST APIs, and like my team members were so helpful. They provided me resources to learn, like from where I have to learn. So they provided me that. My mentor and buddy were there. So I started with REST APIs, learning about them. Then why to use GraphQL, then learning about GraphQL. Then I shifted to Relay. So yeah, this was and Atlassian gives enough time to learn. Like I literally had the starting 2 weeks to learn only, and to know about the company culture, and to start fitting into the team. So they gives time. It's not like on the first day you are assigned the project. So you get enough time to learn.
Got it. Yeah. So I think you had a very great experience with Atlassian, right? So so during internship, you had an opportunity to meet any people, or like you have expanded the network. So how that helped you, like in further career, like so how that is helping you, like?
Yeah. So it's also very important. Like I joined as a software engineer, but I interacted with the designers also, with the managers also. So it's very important because as an intern, we are getting the first exposure to corporate. So it's very important to know about, to get the wholesome experience of corporate. It's very important because like I didn't know about the designing team, like what they actually do. So I try to interact with them. I try to know how they work, what are their responsibilities in the team. So yeah, it was a very great experience.
Yeah, so I think anyway you got the full time into Atlassian, right? So you recently got it. So are you trying? What is your future goal like? So are you trying to join Atlassian or so if you're trying to join Atlassian, right, you can enjoy the last semester, right? So like how is the future? Like you're trying any other companies or like you want to join Atlassian post internship experience? So how things are going? So you can explain.
Yeah, so I would love to work at Atlassian, of course, like, but it's not like there is always a space for improvement, like as people say. So I will try to upskill my coding, upskill my development skills. So I will try to do that. It's not like I got a full-time offer, so now I can relax.
Yeah.
I'll try to learn about a lot of new things, because earlier I was doing coding only. So now I can take a break from DSA and start exploring new things.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, this
Maybe
is my current
maybe
status right now.
yeah, maybe before joining Atlassian, become an expert in front end. So
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. It was very nice session with you, Kushi. Like yeah, and also I'm very happy you're part of my team, like our team. So yeah, we'll soon meet. So before wrapping the video, I think you can give suggestions to the interns or like people who are watching the video, right? At last
Yeah,
minute
yeah.
suggestions like so how to be confident or how to be thriving in this coding industry because of there is a lot of competition, right? Especially in this time, like because of COVID also and suddenly economic downturn, lot of layoffs. So what is your last suggestions to the especially interns and grads or people who are working
Yeah,
in
yeah.
colleges, yeah, studying in
Yeah.
colleges?
So starting with always have a growth mindset. Like whenever you join as an intern, always have a growth mindset and recognize this thing that improvement comes with hard work. So try to push yourself, like enjoy the intern journey, but try to push yourself because 8 weeks or 2 months is a very less time. And in that time, try to get as much knowledge as you can because you have a lot of great people around you. They can give you a lot of knowledge. So try to work on a lot of new things. Try to ask a lot of queries. Like don't ever think any doubt is silly because no doubt is silly. Always try to be curious about things. And also like one most important thing is that which I felt during my intern. In my college days, I don't used to feel that much confident before starting anything. So I learned this thing in my intern only. Like I didn't know about my tech stack earlier, but like I told you, I learned Relay, GraphQL in my intern only. So even if you don't know about anything like about your project, but try to be confident at first. Like feel that okay, I can do this because this is the thing which will keep you motivated for that work. And it's very important to feel motivation for the work you are doing. Then only you can feel good about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a
So
last minute tip.
yeah, I think you are
And
giving tips to people who already joined the company, right? So you can suggest the tips to people who are like basically applying for companies. So
okay, okay.
yeah, so because of the soft campus, right? It's very less chance of getting shortlisted, and you can talk about like how like selection is important. Let's say OA round, and what is the difficulty you have to prepare when it comes to DSA, and what are the most important concepts. So yeah, these kind of tips, yeah, will help for especially for second years and third years people. Yeah.
Yeah, so as I told you, the most important thing is to know about the opportunity. Because what I felt in my college is most people don't know about the opportunity. Like a lot of people misses the opportunity and they get to know about it when the deadline is there. So don't try to be those. Try to be in some Telegram groups or try to follow YouTube channels like Arsh Goyal, like he also gives you knowledge about a lot of new opportunities that are coming. So, and also like LinkedIn. So this is the most important thing because most people fail at this. After that, as I told you, like you have to upskill your coding because you are not competing with your college peers now.
Yes.
You are competing pan India. So of course you have to upskill your coding, but that doesn't mean you have to do a lot of competitive coding. Or try to focus on your key concepts of graphs, trees, DP, because these are the most important questions that are asked in any interview or in any online assessment. And also focus on your resume building because many companies do resume shortlisting. And like a lot of companies do this. So try to build your resume in such a manner. Try to use websites like CalyxPod because they format your resumes in a better way so that they have a high chance of getting shortlisted. And for the project perspective, like for the interns, the interviewer doesn't focus much on the level of project. Like even if you make a small project, they actually asks you questions about like how you learn things. Like you don't need to do a lot of great projects. You can do small projects as well, but try to be thorough with those projects. Like you have to like all the key concepts you should know about that project. It should not be like you have copied it from somewhere because the interviewer will get to know about it. So try to do any project by yourself, whether it may be very small app or something, but try to learn something new from that project because that's what the interviewer is going to ask you, like what new you have learned.
Yes,
So
yes.
for an intern perspective, you don't need to have a very high level project, but small projects will work. And also try to have a good CGP as well because many people don't focus on this, but many college, like many companies like Atlassian also, they have a like they didn't allow people who have less than 7.5 CGPA for this online assessment. So a lot of companies pays focus on CGPA as well. So try to have minimum of 7 CGPA in your academics. So yeah, these are some of the tips.
Yeah, I think CCP also important here, right? Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Like most people don't focus on this.
Yeah, I think my suggestion is like at least maintain around 7.5 to 8. That will shortlist majority of companies. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I think we have covered everything whatever I want to discuss. So yeah, it's a great talking to you, Kushi. I think yeah, it's a wrap for the video.